Well, welcome to Northwest Airguns. I'm John, and we're finishing up, believe it or not, the Airgun Charlie collection that we bought not too long ago, and going through the last two boxes. This first one is a box that was labeled parts guns. You know, looking at the other videos, you may think, well, heck, almost all of them are parts guns, and you'd have a good argument there, but these are the ones that apparently Charlie thought were beyond repair and that would just be used as a boneyard for the other guns. So I'm not quite sure what this is doing in there or why anybody would save that. To me, that's trash, not parts. Here's a parts gun. This is a Powermatic 500 semi-auto BB from Crossman. And it's got some parts here. If you have one of these and you need some parts, let me know. Another one that might better have gone to the junk pile. Let's see, what is this? This one here is the Daisy Model 880. I'm not sure what's wrong with this one. But he's got it in the parts gun, so that's where it goes. Now here we have a gun. This is a paintball rifle. This is a Sheridan, and it's got the feed for the paintball here. You could have a tube coming out the top, and I think this is a pump action, or maybe it was well, frankly, I don't know how it works, but it seems like I've seen them where you had a tube here and it was bulked into the gun somehow. Interesting that, yeah, K-series, 68 caliber, paintballs only. But it's interesting that they have a safety on it. I always thought that was kind of funny on these kind of guns that are intended for a guy to walk through the woods and shoot trees with. Oh, and here's the bulk fill fitting, although I'm not sure what that's on there, but anyway, that's a parts gun. Oh, we have one of these. The other day I made fun of the AIR 17 for being a low-tech gun in a high-tech body, and I guess to punish me, there's a second one in this collection. Oh, this is actually, I'm happy to have this one, the Daisy 25. This is my favorite gun from childhood. This is actually the Sears version. I'm not sure if there were any upgrades for Sears versus anything else, but we do have that double barrel Model 25, or 25s, I should say, because there's two of them. And so maybe between the three of these, we'll get one of them working, or two of them working even. Okay. The Buffalo Bill, this is from Daisy. This is kind of similar to the 1894s in some ways. This one's got a busted receiver here, so that's no good. I thought this was kind of cool. This is just a stock off of something. Looks to me like, you know, given the channel here, there was a magazine. This was probably a firearm stock, and it had been bedded almost from the looks of it here. But it's a Tyrolean style, which is kind of unusual, and it's a nice looking stock. And I thought, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll fill this all in with glass or something, and see if I can't fit a different air gun to it. I don't know, that's maybe a little ambitious, but you hate to give up on a stock that looks this nice and has the Tyrolean cheek rest on it. Okay. What the heck is this? This, I don't even know what it is. A Mega Dart, El Paso, Texas. $500 is what Charlie has value on this. So if you're interested in a Mega Dart, well, get a hold of me, because I've got one here. This was in the Parts Guns box, so I don't know if it works or not. I don't know how it works. I don't know how you load the doggone thing. So anyway, we got that one. And then this is kind of a group, I guess, a collection of similar air guns. Let's see this, what do we got here? This is just a safety off of something. And this goes with that Sheridan paintball rifle. Okay, let's see, what do we got? That one, that one. These three are the same. This is a Sheridan, or I mean a Crossman, rather. What is this? Power Master 66. Needs seals and a trigger assembly. I guess parts of the triggers are gone. These are pretty similar, actually, to these Power Master 760s, but a little different. Pumper. So yeah, parts gun. This is a Crossman. What is this? Model 766. So this is related to this. These last four are Crossman 76 something. This is a 766, which is a BB repeater. The BBs go here. Got the follower. Cock it here. What more can you say about it? It's pretty basic. Pump it up, cock it, make sure you got a BB in it, and shoot. And I'm not sure why that's a parts gun as opposed to an operating gun. He says needs, well, he's got the parts that it needs right here, so I'm not sure what's going on. Works good, needs parts, and then he lists the parts. So we got that one. And these other three are variations of the 760. And some people collect these 760s. This one doesn't work, needs seals. This one doesn't even have a tag. This one doesn't have a tag. But you can kind of see some of the different things that Crossman did over time. This one has a plastic buttstock, but a wood forestock. So I'm not sure if that's just this model and how they did it or what. This one has the wood here and the wood here, and I'm not sure, but I don't think the serrations here are original. Somebody did that after the fact. So these two are almost the same. And then this one has a plastic stock, probably a later model. So these are fun guns. The early ones were self-cockers. Some people actually, since there's so many variations of these, they actually collect them, and they have a good time getting the different versions and different models. Good guns. And they're kind of fun guns to shoot. You got to pump every time. But you know, they're accurate enough, I guess. Okay, the end is near, and this is the very last of all the air guns from the Airgun Charlie collection. These are the show guns that the family had taken around to gun shows or air gun shows and displayed. They actually sold some off, and this is what's left. So we're going to go through this, and I'm sure everybody will be relieved that this is the end of it and that there's no more unboxing. So let's go through this and see what we got. What can we say about this? This came in the show box. I have no idea why anybody would take these items out to a show and display them and think that there would be any interest by anybody in buying them. At least some of this stuff. This should have gone into the parts box, probably. I mean, look at this. This is a buttstock of, I don't know, it looks like a Daisy BB gun maybe, and somebody's adjusted it and made some changes here. Maybe this goes with the Daisy 21, but anyway, matter of fact, it might. If you look at it, the contours are set up here. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and save it, and whoever buys that Daisy 21s, they get that. We have a, whatever this is, some sort of a holster. I don't know. I don't know what kind of a gun would fit in there, or why it would only have a, why it's not sewn up. I don't know what it is. We have a barrel here from a Crossman 180. It's got the sight, which is nice, the bolt, so it's intact. It's all marked up here for some reason. I guess it's okay. This, we have two of these. One, this is usable. We could probably put this on a 1322 or 1377, and this would still be usable. Make it into a backpacker. But this, basically somebody took one of these and cut it off here, and maybe there's a reason for this, and I'll figure it out as I go through the collection in a little bit more detail. But why wouldn't a person just throw this away? I don't get it. Then we have a stock, and this probably is a VIII or a Diana stock, from the looks of it. I don't know what it's to, but it's nice looking stock, and I will keep it and try and figure out what it goes to. And sooner or later, someday, this will turn out to be useful. So there's all that stuff. It's just, I don't even know why I showed you. That's just get out of here stuff. Okay, moving on to the pistols. This is Crossman. What is this? 1008. Again, these are everywhere. Shoots good, it says. Daisy. This is a Targeteer, I think. Yeah, 118 Targeteer. This shoots those little bitty shot. Lead shot, not the regular BB size shot. But it's in pretty good shape. I'm impressed with the condition on this. Usually these are just so worn out that you can't do anything with them. But this is pretty much intact. The only thing that's a little unusual is that the rear sight has been bent down. I don't know if that's on purpose or what, but normally you would want a sight to be up where you can look through there to the front side. Anyway, that's, okay, there's that. This is kind of a, I'm not quite sure what to make of this one. This is I'll zoom in, we'll take a look at it. Okay, this is a Heinel, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, H-A-E-N-E-L, Model 28 pistol. And what's that say there? It says Britain, Britain, and maybe a patent number or something. It looks all original. It's got the original decal here, original looking grips. And I think it's a brake barrel. Yeah. Ooh. I'm not sure what happened in there. Maybe somebody was trying to put a breech seal in there. But anyway, let's see, does it caulk? No, it doesn't caulk. So it doesn't work, but there it is. It's actually in, for what it is, I guess, pretty good shape. All of the bluing's worn off. It's heavy. I'm not sure what to make of it. I think it's a 177 caliber. Anyway, got that one. This is a Barnett Hellfire, and it's a huge pistol. It's very heavy. I think they came with a buttstock that you could fit in the back and kind of turn it into a little carbine. This is, it says made in Great Britain, And then on the other side it says Barnett import Huron, Michigan, but made in Great Britain. So I guess it was made overseas and then imported into Michigan for sale here in the United States. I haven't found much information about these. It's a break barrel, and it does shoot. It's a 177, but it's just massive. It's a massive pistol. Charlie here says excellent condition. He cleaned it in 2012, $400. Well, this one will probably go to eBay just because I have no idea what it's worth. And somebody will know something about these, and maybe even somebody will even want it. So hopefully that's the case. It does have an interesting sight, I thought. When I took a look at this, it has a ramp here so that you can move this rear sight to different locations. And I'm not sure what the purpose of that was, but it does have marks on the side, a gradation, so that you can set this pretty precisely for a particular distance. And then on the end, if you can see that, I'm not sure what's going on here either. Somebody put a wrench on this and torqued it pretty good, and it looks like they may have broken a portion of it off here, whatever this piece is. So anyway, this is a mystery gun to me. If you know anything about this, drop me a note. I'd appreciate it. All right, continuing on with our gun show group of items, we have here a Crossman Model 44 box. So maybe this 454 rather, maybe this gun is somewhere in here, and I'm not sure why we have an empty box, but we do. Okay, so there's that. This one is what the heck is this? A Crossman 38, I think. Come on out of there. Yeah, 38 T. And the gun is new. It looks new anyway. I'm not sure what's going on here. Something taped to it, but the gun's in great shape. The box, on the other hand, when they say it's worth more if you have the box, well, here's the box. Now, I'm not sure it's worth a whole lot more with this box, but the gun looks great. Another Crossman. This is the 454, and again, the gun looks pristine, new condition. Box, and not so much. We have here a Daisy in a case, which is kind of nice. This is the 92. It's a CO2 gun. This actually looks virtually new as well, and kind of a neat gun. These are speed loaders to load the pellets in. This is in great shape. Nice gun. We have this one, which is kind of a neat gun. This is a Hammerly single in the box. This was a CO2 target gun that was popular in the 60s up into the 70s. CO2, of course, was pretty popular until pre-charged guns came along. It comes with the original instructions in English. This is how they used to have their competitions there in Switzerland, I guess. They all get dressed up in their lederhosen and go out and shoot. The gun itself is in pretty good shape. It looks good. We have the original pellets in here. That's kind of cool, little insignia there. But the gun looks good. Not quite new. You can tell it's used. This is a really nice, great condition pistol. So I'm happy to have this one. It uses these small 8-gram powerlets. But this is really a nice find. These are great target guns. And they made a single shot, which is this one, and then also I think a 5-shot repeater, which I've seen before, and then some other target guns. But these were winning competitions back in the 60s and 70s. So really a nice find, I think. Okay, well, here we go again. 3 more of these Crossman pumpers. This is a 147. Looks to be in pretty good shape. The wood's nice. Let's see. Needs a new roll pin, I guess. Oh, I see what he's talking about up here at the end. Needs that. But that one's in good shape. This is J.C. Higgins. So this would be, J.C. Higgins was the Sears Roebuck model. And this one's pretty good shape, looks intact. I think the Sears ones had the light colored strip in between the barrel and the tube. And, you know, the Crossmans didn't have any or had a black strip there. This also the Sears versions of these guns had scope grooves milled into the barrel so that you could mount a scope on them. And this one's kind of got some pitting here, rust, but looks intact. The wood's nice, and so this is a nice gun. I'm glad to have this one. And this is the last of the Crossman 140s or 1400s. Thank God. You know, I don't know how many. You realize some people don't have any of these, and yet I've got. Now I've probably got 15 of these, and I don't know if any of them work or not, but here's another one. This is a 140, this is the Crossman 140, looks in good shape there. Actually, the bluing is pretty nice, and later model with the safety and the trigger guard. So this is a nice gun. It's in good shape. But again, I don't know what I'm going to do with another one of these, and they're almost all the same model. They're very similar in terms of the features. None of these in the Airgun Charlie collection has anything but this kind of a breech cover here, or bolt cover. So there's not a lot of variation. They're all pretty much the same. Charlie says this is worth 140 bucks. Yeah, maybe. Okay, we got our spring guns, getting back into those. I have another Gamo Cadet. You know, I didn't even want one, and now we've got 2 of them. This one's rebranded as a Daisy Model 120, but it's a Gamo Cadet. Gamos are, you know, they're like rabbits. They just seem to multiply and show up where you don't want them. So anyway, there's that one. I'll set that one aside. I'm not going to throw it away, but gosh, who needs it? This one is the Crossman 3500. And if you recall, the other day we had some M1 carbines. This is basically the M1 carbine, the same action, but in a different stock and with a different configuration here. But otherwise, it's pretty similar, and I think the M1 was based on these. And these are fun little BB guns. BBs go here in the hole when you cock it, I think. And you turn these up and shake them and make sure you got a BB in there. But yeah, this one's kind of neat. Okay, getting into the CO2 portion of these last box from Airgun Charlie. We have 2 of these. This is the Benjamin 3030 CO2 carbine repeater, and I think we had one of these the other day that we pulled out of a box, and here's 2 more, so that makes 3 of these. These are in nice shape though. I mean, they're not new, pretty clearly, but the bluing's really nice, and the wood is very very much intact and undamaged. What does he say about this one? Excellent. Okay. And there's no tag on this one. But, you know, if nothing else, the stocks on these two are really nice. If I remember right, these just take like 1 seal or 2 seals to reseal. So we'll put some 8-gram powerlets in them and see what happens. Nice looking rifles. And these are really light too, so they're kind of a fun gun for younger shooters or smaller shooters. This is a Daisy 300. I have another one that was in a box the other day, and I didn't bother to get it out and show it. But now I got 2 of them. And it's a CO2 gun. And this was, you know, from back in the, it's a BB gun, I think, dating from the 1960s. And, you know, we talked the other day about styling a gun so that it kind of matched the, whatever the fad of the day was. And this reminded me of the manufacturer trying to come up with a way to kind of capture the Star Trek look to it. You know, you figure in 1968 or whenever this was made, this was a pretty high-tech looking stock. So I call these the Star Trek rifles. Daisy CO2 300. Okay, well, you might have thought I'd save the best for last, but I didn't. There's nothing about these that are special. We picked out, I don't know, about a half a dozen of these the other day. This is a model 113, which is the 177 version of these bulk fill rifles. I guess the 177 is a little more uncommon. But here's one and here's another one, so they couldn't have been quite so rare. Both of these are intact. This stock looks like it's been refinished, but it's in good shape. I don't know if they hold air or not, or gas. And this is the same thing, but it has a peep sight on it. But it's a little bit of surface rust here on the bolt. And somebody, let's see where to go. Somebody put this, well, I'll zoom in, we'll take a quick look at that. Okay, somebody for some reason put a bracket here and held the barrel down to the stock. And I'm kind of afraid to take it off and see what might happen. So I'm not sure what the purpose of this bracket is. It's a mystery at this point. The other thing about this, take a look here, it's got some numbers engraved, both on the stock and on the gun itself. This looks to me like a driver's license number, but I'm not sure. And the reason I said that is because I got a CA like California. So if this is your gun, let me know. I'm holding it for ransom. And last, not least, I can get that Gammo out again if we want to look at the least. This is a Crossman 700. And I don't know what Crossman was thinking when they made these. It's in .22 caliber, and it's got this funny tap loader kind of a thing here. CO2 goes in here at this end. Cocks here, I think. If I can get that up there. Yeah, cocks there. And it works, you know, it operates. This is actually in pretty good shape. It's got a patina on it, but it's not damaged. The only thing that I see on this one, and the wood's nice too. What I see on this one that's a little strange is this a cotter pin, and I'm pretty sure that this was not original to the design to put a cotter pin through the piercing cap here. But that's what we've got. And Charlie had this excellent condition, .22 caliber, and that's about it. So a nice gun. Again, this, you know, what they were thinking with this tap loader thing, or this type of a loading mechanism, I don't know. But you pull it open like that, stick your pellet in, I guess, and then close it. Cock it and shoot it. There's no safety on this that I can see. So, interesting gun, and that, believe it or not, is our grand finale. All right, well, you knew we couldn't end on that note. We had to bring out something special. And this is, I see, well, actually, it came to my attention. I was on the Gateway to Airguns Vintage Forum, and they were talking about an auction of basically this gun, although it had the box, and they were asking quite a bit of money for it. So I thought, well, what collection is not complete without one of these? And yes, it is the Chinese military training rifle here. And let's see, what did Charlie put on here? He says it's new. So there it is. This actually, there's no markings on here anywhere. Like I say, no collection is complete unless you have one of these. So next time you see a Cummins truck sale, check it out and make sure you grab one. Okay, before we go, I just wanted to show a couple of pictures here of the collection where Charlie had it displayed in his collection room. Yeah, I got these pictures from the family, and it's kind of how it looked all the way around the room with all these different guns. And some of them were in the collection here when I picked it up, and others weren't. The family tried to sell the collection and sell individual parts of it, and I think some of the different guns went that route. But this is kind of what it looked like with the guns along the wall, the rifles anyway, and then the pistols generally around the walls. So I wanted to include a picture of how Charlie had displayed them.